Welcome again to another deKoder special. We are focusing today on whether turnout matters or not. Turnout is of course the number of voters on the voting list who actually come out and cast their vote. In India, about 2 out of every 3 voters actually vote, which is reasonable. Across the world, especially in America, it's clear that to win an election at the final stages, turnout is almost as important as pushing for higher popularity. In India, the raw data shows that in lower turnout seats, the BJP and the NDA tend to do better than they do in higher turnout seats. Now, as you can see from this chart, in every election for the last 4 elections which we've studied, the BJP has won by a higher margin in the lower turnout seats. Look at the last election, 2019. In the lower turnout seats, the BJP had a big margin of victory of 31%. But in the seats where the turnout was high, they won by 23% compared to 31%. Which means the BJP did 8% better in the low turnout seats. So in terms of higher margins of victory, low turnout matters for the BJP. And if you look back, similarly in the 2014 election, the BJP won the low turnout seats by 23% and compared with 15% in the high turnout seats. The same pattern can be seen in 2009 and 2004. The BJP does better in low turnout seats. So why is that?
Parties that have a deKoder tend to be able to get out their voters more often. So if there is a non-issue election, the other guys stay at home.
Right.
I mean, look at the current BJP, for instance. They have a Prannoy for each page. They have a guy.
Right.
So they get him out to vote. The others don't. If you recall in the old days, the CPM had the same thing.
Right.
CPM had a higher turnout than the Congress in Bengal and in Kerala because deKoder-based parties tend to attract more.
Make sure that their supporters come out.
And they are dealing with them through the year, not just 3 days before the election. So the relationship between them.
While non-deKoder-based parties rely on high turnout if it's an emotional election, that sort of thing. Another interesting point that emerges from the data on turnout is for the typical voter, local elections seem more important than Lok Sabha elections. Voter participation and turnout rate in local state assembly elections is as much as 5% higher than the turnout for Lok Sabha elections. The turnout for assembly elections averages over 72%, while for Lok Sabha elections, the turnout is only 67%, 5% lower. And by the way, the same is true for Panchayat elections. The turnout for Panchayat elections is over 69%, again higher than that for Lok Sabha elections. So voters come out in larger numbers for their local representatives. So Dorab, the pundits generally focus on the big Lok Sabha elections, but for the average voter, he's more keen on assembly elections
Think of
and
it this way.
Panchayat elections.
The average Lok Sabha seat is more than 15 lakh voters. Are you going to see the guy ever?
The MP.
Do you know his name?
Right.
Your Vidhan Sabha seat is about 2 lakh. So, there is more chance that you know him, he comes around the corner. The Lok Sabha MP is a huge constituency. I mean, it's a huge 1.5, 1.7 million voters. I think that is the reason why they're just not interested. The guy never meets them.
Right.
This guy's, or look at, say, a corporator, say, in here or in Bombay,
Right.
where he's probably serving 25, 30,000 people.
Right.
So the closer
Much
the
more,
link,
yeah.
the more
It makes a
greater
difference
desire
to their
vote.
lives. So
I can
listen
make him do
to
things.
voters, don't listen to pundits.
Correct, absolutely.
So that's it. Bottom line, turnout does matter. Once again, thanks for watching and do click on other deKoder specials.